up, you guys? Welcome in or welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are gonna be talking about something that is called endometriosis. So I'll explain a little bit about what it is in here in just a second, but the reason that I want to talk to you guys about this today is because I know that there are a lot of women, first of all, that deal with this. You may be dealing with it and you don't even know that you're dealing with it or anything, but I just kind of noticed amongst talking to, family and some friends, this is not like a very talked about thing, especially not here on YouTube. So that's what I'm gonna do for you guys today. So let's just go ahead and get into it, because I'm gonna try to make this like a short informational video, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't want to keep y'all here too long for this, but I'll just talk to y'all about my journey, and then we're gonna get into everything else that goes with it. So first and foremost, what is endometriosis? So endometriosis, if you really want like the medical terminology, textbook definition, you can go look it up yourself. I'm just gonna sum it up for you guys. Basically, with the way that the uterus is aligned, okay, you got the two ovaries, you got your fallopian tubes, and then you have your cervix. So basically, your uterus is lined with tissue. Normally, this is for every single woman. The tissues are supposed to grow on the outside of the uterus. With endometriosis, however, it grows on the inside of the uterus, which can cause clogging. I haven't tried to get pregnant personally, but I did read that you can get pregnant with endometriosis, but it does make it a little bit harder just because, like I said, the tissues grow on the inside. Honestly, I think that this has been something that I've been dealing with for years. Not even gonna lie to y'all, I Google self-diagnose myself, and no, I know that's not good, but I was trying to figure out what was going on, because at a very young age, first of all, I started my period when I was like 8 or 9, so I've had periods for, yeah, that's too many numbers for me to count right now, but I'm 23, you can do the math. So I have been on different birth control pills. The birth control pills, really, honestly and truly, they told me that they should have helped my cramps, because I have like folded over, cannot move, and full-fledged tears cramps. And they told me, like, this is something that should help it. Birth control never helped. Birth control never helped. So basically, I quit taking the birth control because it's making me cramp worse than me just simply not taking it. So there was that. And I actually started to get some type of ultrasounds done. Like, I went to go see an OBGYN. I want to say it's maybe like my freshman year of high school. They basically monitored my uterus for, I think it was like 6 months to a year, something like that. Or I had to go, I think it was for a year, and they did ultrasounds, like one starting ultrasound, and they did another one in 6 months, and then another one in 6 months. But whenever I got that done, initially he told me that I just had a bunch of little tiny cysts, but he felt that it wasn't anything for him to surgically remove, simply because if he surgically removed them, then he felt that they would just get bigger or get worse, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here we are, 2021, because this is 22, okay, yeah. So 2021, finally got me some good health insurance, and I was like, you know what? At this point, my cramps are excruciating. Like, I wish I could like describe to you guys the pain that I felt. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, pain was at 150. Just being balled over, because I am having spasms literally in my uterus, and it's just causing my uterus to constantly contract. Pain medicine didn't help it. Heating pads didn't help it. Like, I was having to be given some like hard narcotics in order for me to not necessarily really get relief, but just to kind of like put me out so that I didn't have to endure the pain anymore, because my pain medicine was not working. My cramps were also not only just in the normal area, but they were also like all the way around my hips, in my back. They would shoot down to my legs, all types of stuff. Like, cramps on 150 every single time I have my period. Now, I was getting, you know, kind of like twinges in between there, like these, like I said, kind of like muscle spasms happening in the uterus. If you are familiar with muscle spasms, then you pretty much know what that feels like, but take that pain and put it into your uterus. So imagine that. But anyways, so that's just kind of a little bit about my journey. In October, I started seeing a new OBGYN, and she was like, yeah, we're gonna figure this out. So of course I gave her the back history about them already previously saying they found something down there. And so she went ahead and did her own research on it. She said that what she thought was that it looked like I did have endometriosis, which, like I explained, the tissues of the uterus are growing on the inside instead of the outside. So October, November, December, like when I tell you guys, it was just kind of like my body knew that I really needed to get something extra done because what I was doing was not working, because my cramps and those spasms, oh my God, like they were lasting. Like normally they would give me maybe about like 20-30 minutes, you know, more or less a day type situation. But October, November, December, they were lasting hours. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was vlogging one week during my period, and the first day I think I literally cramped for like 9-10 hours type situation, and I was just having a pot pain medicine back to back. Never worked. If you remember the vlog, that's why. So anyways, in January 28th, I think it was, I had surgery for my endometriosis. I do want to show you guys, sorry if y'all have been here and you've already seen this, but if not, I just want to show you guys the pictures that she took when she went in and did the surgery, so that you guys can see like what it looks like on the inside. I'm sorry about that light glare, but anyways, okay, so we're just gonna have to deal with this. So basically over here, this is, you know, the ovary and the fallopian tube. This bad boy, which is what you see here, I thought at first that this was a cyst. It's my ovary. It's the left ovary. So this is what they actually had to take out because of the, sorry y'all, I'm trying to work against this glare. Like, okay, but anyways, the endometriosis had taken over so bad in my left ovary. There was like literally no saving it. So what I think, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I could be very wrong. I don't have a medical degree, okay? But what I think is when I was going to the doctor, they weren't finding cysts. They were actually finding the endometriosis, and the OBGYN that I was seeing had no idea of it. And that's just kind of what he gave me for what was going on. Because there's no freaking way that like overnight or in the matter of a couple of months that an ovary gets that big. Literally, she said that when she cut it open, it was like one of those big old cysts that y'all see. I don't know if y'all watch thimble popping videos, but shout out to you if you do, because I do too. But they have those big ones where they have like all that black shit coming out of it, you know? She said that's literally what it was like. It was like melted chocolate when she cut into it, just full of endometriosis. Now, after I have had that surgery, since I've already had a period, I do have to say, thank you to my OBGYN. She is freaking amazing. She did clear out as much of the endometriosis as she possibly could. So just kind of like, these are the after pictures where you can clearly see through each and everything. This is what she had to tie back up because she had to remove that left ovary. And then that's just how clear it is compared to this, because it was very crowded, as you guys can see. Again, sorry for the glare, but yeah, so now we are pretty much at the point to where she's like, okay, let me go ahead and try to get you on some type of medication. This medication is supposed to be like the medication for endometriosis. It's not a cheap medication, so like insurance normally does not pay for this. Just in case any of you guys are interested in it, I would talk to your doctors about the medicine or Lissa. Sorry if you can't really see the box. Okay, there you go. It's a little better. So it's the medicine or Lissa. These are 150 These are 150 milligram tablets. And these I already took one out, haha. They come in these cute little packs, and they're just 7 pills. So literally, you open it here, and it presents all 7 pills to you. Obviously, they gave me like a free 30-day supply of these, and then we'll kind of have to go from there. As far as the medication goes, basically she told me that this is a rather new medication, so like they're still pretty much trying to figure out the ins and outs of it. But the good thing is they do know, however, that 2 years is like the maximum amount of time that I can take this medication. So we're just kind of gonna play around with it, see how this goes. But I can honestly say I've been taking the medication for 2 weeks now, and already I can tell a difference. Like, if you guys are suffering from endometriosis, or you're curious about if you have it, first of all, talk to your OBGs. If you have already been diagnosed with endometriosis and maybe, you know, you're, I don't know, still dealing with it pretty bad, or maybe they don't have you on a medication yet, talk to your doctors about this, or Lissa. See what they can do for you, if anything at all, as far as getting it. Only thing I will tell you though is that it does give you symptoms of menopause. It's such a time in our lives that we definitely try to avoid, or that we're just not ready for. But that's the only downside that I have to the medication so far. I think that it's not necessarily affecting me in an emotional way, but because I did have one of my ovaries removed, I think it's just been kind of like throwing off my hormones a lot lately, which is really just throwing off my emotions. So there's that. Other than that, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Like I said, I've only been on it for 2 weeks, and I'm not having those twinges that I was having anymore. And yeah, that last period that I had, I'm like, is this what non-harsh cramps feels like? Because I've never gotten to experience that. Like, don't get me wrong, they were still bad, but it wasn't bad to the point of where I'm like folded over, bawling my eyes out in tears. So that's really all I have to say today. I hope that this was, you know, rather informational, just from like a beginner standpoint of it. I hope you guys can better understand this. If not, like I said, please go do some research on Google. Talk to your doctors about it. This is something that we really deal with out here, and you are not alone. You can always talk to me about it. If you feel like you have nobody to talk to that will possibly understand what you're going through, y'all can always DM me. Talk to me in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up if it was helpful to you in any type of way, you know, any type of way. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. I appreciate you guys for listening to me talk about this new little, I don't know what you would call it, diagnosis. Yeah, this new diagnosis with me. I'm out. Bye.